They shall ever be your strength and your comfort. When all is said and done, I would ask a favor of you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. We are picking up where we left off in patch 5.3, Reflections in Crystal. So we just helped one of the little Makote kids, Ricky Tio, find her, I guess her place here in the Crystarium. But now we're going to do the same for these two boys. Warrior of Darkness, if you finish helping Ricky, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest to God's fighting? We already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they become a pest around the Crystarium of late. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away, and as a preparation, Chesamiel kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sports, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That's to say, put on a good show, yes? Right, let's head outside at once. Everyone follow me. Alisaie, wait just a... Come on then, children. I like how she's calling them children when she's barely more than a child herself. Okay, you know what? Let's just teleport out. That'll make things easier. So, if memory serves me correctly, I think they said that Reen was around 13 to 14 years old. I'm not 100% sure of that, but that's just my best guess. And I'm not sure why they're having us do like these little chores here at the very beginning. Oh well. Okay, so let's see what they have to say. It should be safe enough for the children here. We heard the tales, but at last we could see you fight with our own eyes. We've been waiting for you, Warrior of Darkness. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood. Originally being nocturnal creatures, they grow more active with the return of night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chesamiel's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. The bats are wont to nest under the eaves, so you are more likely to attract more if you place the lures near buildings. I have 6 lures, 3 each for you and me. As proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes, well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Claire. Anyway, we should hunt the bats. The 2 of you are to stay with Reen. She's really strong too and will keep you safe. Without further ado then, let the contest begin. So the bats nest under the eaves. It's important to know your enemy. I won't blink, not even once. Don't mind us, we'll be watching from a safe distance. Alright, so let's head on out. I think that Alisaie only decided to join in with the hunt because she just wants to level up and see just how far she has to go before she reaches up to the Warrior of Darkness's level. Alright, destination. And you know what I just realized? This reminds me a lot about that quest that we had back in Stormblood when we were kind of competing with Ian. So there's actually 3 different kind of endings that we can have. So either you are the winner, you tie, or you lose. And since we only have 3 lures and we have a bunch of different places, I'm guessing it's the same thing. Alright, so we're going to ignore that one for right now because we only have 1 there. So if they nest near buildings, I'm guessing that the best one would be to go all the way out here. I don't know, I just want to beat Alisaie here. Alright, so let's try this. Yeah, there we go! So we got 3 at once. Okay, so that is how it works. So if you want to kind of beat Alisaie, you just have to go to the locations that are near buildings, and that should give you what you need. Alright, so we'll just take care of these 3 bats, and then we'll decide what the other 2 places will be. In all honesty, though, I'm a little bit concerned about how they intend to watch her when they're standing all the way back there. I mean, how can they watch us? Alright, so we got 3 down. Alright, so where should we go to next? Well, the next part here, probably one of the closer ones, is just outside the gate. And there should be structures out there, so we'll try there. Okay, so it does look like we have at least 2. Alright, so we got 2 of them here. Looks like we're going to be helping somebody fight them off. So altogether we have 5 so far. And the last place that we're going to try looks like just outside of Sullen, so we'll try there. So hopefully we'll get 2 or 3 at this point. Nope, looks like somebody's already coming out. Yeah, 3 at once, okay. So we'll even help them out too if they help us out, so to speak. Alright, draw everyone in. I'll help you out, buddy. There we go! That was nice of him to even help us out too. Okay, so we'll just head back, and I think we did everything we could to try to win at that, so we'll see how it goes. Bats didn't stand a chance! Wow, that was amazing! Well, thought Claire, the children were hanging on your every move. As was I, to be honest, though I know the tally. May I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My thanks. Not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. 5, 6, 7. 7 fangs from Alisaie. Which means that victory goes to Claire, who collected 8. Ah, seems you found the better spots for the lures. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed, but you're still within reach. I'll get the better of you next time. So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss! The bats were down before they knew it! Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like her. Good. If you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Claire, and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were there listening with everyone when Oddbird arrived, but I wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see, and I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. Like Oddbird said, this is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new Warriors of Light. What about you, Arkil? Me? To be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know that I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, see the world together. It's a wonderful goal. You really think so? It's hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost, and that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkil feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but that vision of the final days, of Amarat burning, it filled me with sadness to the very pits of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made, it felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind, but when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt. But least you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured, and have no intention of donning an Asian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. Ha! But look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around lost in thought, we may as well do so back in the city. Rest assured, Irene and I will take the children from there. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. As you ponder Alisaie's words, you are taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. Oh, that's neat. So this is after we first woke up after defeating Volfrey, or I guess Innocence, at the top of Mount Gulg, and we collapsed. Reen was somehow able to keep all that light locked up inside us, and we kind of fell into a coma for who knows how long. I'm guessing it must have been at least a little while. I'm guessing it must have been at least a few days, maybe close to a week, around that time period. But after we woke up, we see the sky, and we wander around the Crystarium for a little while before coming up here, and that's when we had that talk with Oddbird, the real Oddbird anyway, and I don't know, that was such a sweet heart-to-heart moment.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here? So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope. I merely avail myself of such tools as I require for the conflict to come. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose. The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness. And I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with Emet-Selch. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another. No, I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you, or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor. One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. Though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything, they knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope, or so they hoped. A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
I was not expecting Elidibus to show up there. I really wasn't. I don't know what to say to that. Oh my god. Oh, Exarch, what are you doing to yourself? I'm so glad I found both you and the Exarch. Fate seemed determined not to allow us a quiet moment. But come, let us have the details from Reed. Wait, you wanted a quiet moment with us? Suspicious. We'll take Morse. Don't know what that is, but we'll take it. The rest of our conversation must wait. Let us hear the situation from Reed. Fraying threads. Reen's face is a picture of worry. It happened after Alisaie and I saw the children back to Spragrex. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He's been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he'd been when he just crumbled to the ground. The Chirurgeons are looking after him now, with Alphinaud standing by just in case his healing magics are needed. Since I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guard at the Extra told me where to look. I see. Cannot have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spragrex. Okay, so this isn't the first time that Thancred has collapsed. I think that right now is the time where people are really starting to... I think they're really starting to take effect on everybody, that they're passing out because they've been separated from their bodies too long. And since Thancred was kind of the first to be pulled from the sores, it's only natural that he would be the first one affected. It appears our friend is already awakened. For that, at least, we can be thankful. I fear this bodes ill. And not just for Thancred. Thancred, shouldn't you be resting? Reen found you then. We had just sent the children off earlier than planned, but they understood. They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability. I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all this happened without warning? Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Urianger nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water-walking charm failed, he was tired, as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which in retrospect may have been a good idea. The fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. As Alphino observed, I have no lingering injuries, and it most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short, and we must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Claire, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus's plot. Thus far, I've learned this much, that in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune. Beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, the sort of thing. All of which serves, rather conveniently, to make Elidibus's call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. Mayhap Urianger too can be prevailed upon to join in your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Bet-Luke and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing. However heedless you are of your own well-being, if you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alphino and I will find Urianger. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels, Claire. Least you misunderstand, I'm not adverse to putting my feet up. It's being coddled like a brittle-boned non-Agerian that chafes. I know you cross the rift all the time, but please take care. Alright, let's head over to Mordona. I'm sure the others will be happy to see us. Excellent! I mean, awful timing! You see, our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kyle's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. She didn't want anyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me, I call myself a receptionist, and I haven't even bothered to ask why you're here. So they think the Spirit Vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end? You better talk to Kryle. She's with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go and see her. Just prepare yourself, all right? Does this mean we'll finally get to go back there? Dawn's Respite is through that door. Lead the way when you're ready. Awesome! I've been wanting to see what's back there.
Excuse us. This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary, I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax. Barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation. She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment. So come, let me hear your tale outside.
Okay, that was depressing. That was so depressing. And why was it so dark? Would it have killed them to put in a few lamps? As you probably noticed, we put them in night clothes. I know they're not exactly asleep, but it seemed like the right thing to do. I made them some new clothes when they wake up, so they have to come back. And they will. What news from the first? I see. Work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon. So if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allagan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicitate his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. Alright, the next quest is called Food for the Soul, but I think we will leave it there for right now. I don't know what to say to all this, only that I'm really excited. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and you're looking forward to next time. Bye!